Thank you for coming, Rob.
Bas relief design technology is proud to be presenting at the 2025 World Money Fair. At the World Money Fair 2024, CarveCo introduced you to AI. This year, CarveCo will demonstrate the leaps ahead the technology has evolved to. The patent-pending technology from CarveCo is about to transform your ideas into reality with cutting-edge AI. Convert text into stunning 3D reliefs. Upload images and see them come to life as bas reliefs, or take sketches and watch them transform into reliefs based on your design. We look forward to seeing you at this year's World Money Fair in Berlin.
I've just realised I'm missing something.
No, you're not. You may now start your presentation.
Good. I'm missing a clicker.
I took it away from you to get a second chance to talk to you, Rob.
Oh, fantastic.
Sorry.
Okay. So before I start, did you know that AI can do all of your trailer videos for you and do the voiceover? Because that voice was not me, obviously. My voice isn't that clear and doesn't sound that good. But AI has lots of potential opportunities. It wasn't me being lazy, it's I wanted to see what the potential of AI could bring to a presentation. So, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. I am Robert Newman, Managing Director of CarveCo. We're a software company. We do pretty designs and things like that, but actually we're used by most of the engravers in the minting industry to do the design side. Before I do dive into the presentation, though, I want to express my excitement for being back on stage about talking about something that is really going to transform the way we think about design. And it's not just about the technology, it's about reimagining the possibilities around coin design. I just realised there was nothing on the stage there, on the screen there. I forgot to use the button even after you gave it to me. Last year I had the privilege of presenting on AI, and that was really exciting for me because that was the first time of delving into the possibilities that we could bring AI to coin design, but also very, very scary when we think about the potential it could do. As Thomas mentioned at the start, is it taking away our designers' jobs? That's quite a scary thought. Hopefully I'm going to answer that, and it's not. Hopefully you'll see the potential and where engravers can get the most out of AI for coin design. Last year, I showed this video. I'm sorry if you've seen this video before. It was the one we did last year. What this video shows is it talks about the potential of AI a year ago, right? This is where we were, and it was many different processes, script, and complications to get to that point itself. But what I touched on lightly last year was the fact that if we think about coin design, the time it takes for coin design for an engraver to do, somewhere between 40, 50 hours to 150 hours for a design itself. And actually, a lot of that design itself isn't the detail or the refining. It's actually the complexity of getting the right underlying base structure, right? So if we think about building properties and building large skyscrapers, you need to get the foundation right before you do the pretty exterior. And that's exactly the same with this. When I showed this design last year, I had no idea what the possibilities were going to be. This design came with some complexities, but also I was like, well, this probably gets us about 30 to 40% of the way there in design. When this gets scaled up in a minute, you're going to see that it lacks definition, it lacks some separation, but also it's got banding on there as well, meaning it typically really, I suppose, it's low quality. So this was, 8 minutes compared to the 40 to 150 hours. This is still quite incredible, but manual processes to get to. But where are we now? What does this look like a year on? Because I did say back then, I've got no idea what the possibilities of AI are actually going to be. So really over that year, we spent time investing, thinking and looking, saying, well, what would work for mints? What would engravers truly use? And what would this be like? So we came up with 3 potential opportunities: text to relief, image to relief, and then a holy grail being a sketch to relief. So we're going to take a look at a series of videos, and I'm going to go through text to relief, in a video, image to relief, and I'm going to talk you through a sketch to relief process. And actually, where we are now is not where we were a year ago. Now, this is patent pending technology from CarveCo. It is, some of it's going to be released later this year, but that's going to be very fundamental. But what we're going to see here is the potential for ideation with text to relief. As we know, you can type in and you can get a photograph. You can get designs, you can get artwork. But the more you type in and the more specific you are when you use AI, the better the image you're going to get. So in this case, we type in, I want it with a no background on. I want it to be super high resolution. And really from this, it improves the design each time. And previously this was done as separate steps. This is now all achievable within the CarveCo software, which we will release, and it will look similar to this. So you can modify the design. We're going to go very specific now. The more specific you are, like we put in Yoruba priest, the better we're going to get. Look at the quality of this one. What if we say, actually, it's good, but we want his face? So now we take a look at his face, and we've said high quality, great lighting. I mean, this is photographic lighting on here. Two lights behind flashing through. But look at the definition as we zoom in. Now this, turning this into a relief, and the time taken to do this. This before was 8 minutes through manual processes. We've been doing this somewhere between 2.5 seconds and 8 seconds now to produce this from typing in. It'll actually take you longer to type in a prompt than it will to generate a relief from it. Now, because of the quality of that image, we could see there was pixelation across the face, there's various different lumps and bumps across the face. The sculpting tools within CarveCo are dead easy to smooth this out. And again, this is wonderful for ideation. If you want to get this out to market to say, hey, I've got 9 designs, what do you think of this? Or it could be the foundation to a design process itself within there. But you can add multiple different elements. You can still use the standard design tools that are within CarveCo as well, such as the gradient height analysis to get all your heights and everything correct. Now this is good, but realistically, this still needs an engraver to spend a lot of time getting this to the machining, the design quality that an engraver would do within here. So that's the first one. That's just very simple, text to relief. But is that realistically how engravers work? Do you think, I want to have a priest and I want him to do this, or I want this monarch's face on the side? Not really. Most of the time, it could be from an image of a person. So let's take a look at that. Let's shoot over and see what happens when we have an image. Now, we've been able to do image to relief for 30 years, right? The technology's been around, we've been able to do that. But it misses things, right? Detail, correct heights. And this is where the power of AI comes in. So we're going to take this skateboarder and we're going to drag it in, something quite complex to do, to get the details. We're going to look at his trousers within there, and we're going to see all the ripples within the trousers, the details. We've actually got the correct heights, something we couldn't achieve with grayscale. So AI brings the power to just drag in any image. Now this could be a photograph of somebody. You could have a lovely photo of the dignitary or monarch that you're working with, for example, or a celebrity or whoever it is you're working with, or of a vehicle or a building. Oh, let's talk about buildings because we've got one here. Buildings, this is a background image. This is so time consuming to do as a designer, but look at the detail on those windows. So you could free sculpt the foreground, but if you want something in the background, look at every single window is in there. That is really complex and time consuming to do. And that's seconds from bringing the image in to get a really high quality background that you can then just add your foreground to itself. So again, another great stage for ideation, or realistically, you may have the paintings of the artwork you need to recreate. The power within CarveCo really is from the library, from the sculpting tools, from the design and the analysis tools and functionality we have to bring designs together, to edit them and get all of the correct heights. And like that previous video, here we're just going to combine all of the articles together into a coin and adjust it and have a really nice view for presentation. So whether you use it for sculpting, whether you use it for the final pieces, or whether you use it just for ideation to show your client the potential, that's a lot of hours saved. So we'll just wait for the video to finish. It's going to show a lovely render at the end. We can export renders so people can see that. Your sales guys can take that out with them to show how things can be created. We'll end that. And the next video, or the next one, is actually really novel and has the highest potential, but we're not quite there yet. Now, a lot of engravers and mints get really good quality artwork, but it may be done externally. It may be an external tender. It may be that you're working with the best artist in your country to do a design very specific to, say, a cultural event, or a dead singer and his artwork, or something very iconic specifically. Turning that into a relief and interpreting the original artist's work is very complex for a designer. And this is a real skill that our designers and engravers have that I kind of think we don't really understand. We see the final design and go, yeah, that looks like it. But interpreting somebody else's artwork, it's very, very hard. Now, we have a sketch here, black and white, line pencil sketch, but this could come from absolutely anything itself. It could be from a Corel draw, it could be a paper sketch on a napkin. Now, what AI does is it will interpret that into an image. Now, if you don't like it, you just regenerate the image. It will do many variations based upon the sketch itself. The clever way it does this is one, it analyzes the image, but two, it breaks that image down into a text prompt. So I'm telling you how this kind of works behind the hood here, right? The secrets. It kind of explains, it will say, I want a female with a mask across her face that's this, and it's got these creases in, and her eyes are this color, and they look like this, and her face looks like this. So it interprets the image as well as the photograph to come up with something like this. Slightly different. If you didn't want it, you could change it. But then what happens is that sketch, and that gets turned into an image. That image then gets turned into a relief. Look at the accuracy between the CarveCo relief and the original image underneath. The heights there, yes, the design still needs work where the engravers come in, but look at the accuracy, right? Everything is where it should be. The software has interpreted all of the shades, the heights, the colors, the nose, the depth, the eyes, the eye details. And to note, the eyes here are actually different to how an engraver would design. They design eyes very differently to this in the way that they do them. Obviously, there's machining, stampability, and everything like that. But this is the interpretation of the AI system on it. This, to me, is probably the holy grail that's going to be the biggest thing and the big for mints itself and for engravers. But again, we're probably not going to get past this sort of quality of relief. I say that now, but by the time I leave here, my developers may have done something that makes it better, because look where we were last year, right? We're in a total different space. So really, there's a lot of power in it within AI itself. Now let's look at the time saving. Okay, so the time saving itself, an engraver, 40, 50 hours to 150 hours. Okay, that is wonderful, okay? The skill that an engraver has is not replaceable. It 100% is not. If I was to do this as somebody who can use the software, who can engrave, I'm twice this time. It takes me a heck of a lot longer. But with the AI technology, I've put 25 seconds, but the tests we've done have been somewhere between 2.5 and 8 seconds. But there is the cleanup time on top. And you are always going to need that cleanup time on top. But imagine when you get things like the Olympics, and all of a sudden you've got your own designs to do, but the Olympic committees come in and it's like, wow, we need one of every single sport, and we've got a short turnaround time, and we need it of this person and this person. And we've got all these things we need to do, and we know how overwhelmed mints get when they have a lot of projects all of a sudden hit them. But they actually don't always need to be at the same quality as some of our high quality bullion, collectibles, or circulation coins. So for getting certain products out to market, this is really nice and a fast way to do this. Also, as well as design, we have to think about the manufacturability. And then for the manufacturability, is this AI design suitable for manufacturability? Well, yes, it is, because your engravers clean it up and do all the tests and everything to make it suitable for manufacturability. Now, we've been testing designs from very small to absolutely huge designs, and really the quality across there is the same, right? The quality is the quality, and it comes out great. But once your engravers have worked on it, it's going to be even better. But then, we were speaking to somebody we work very closely with, which is Axis Lasers. Well, if we can make the design faster, how do we make the machining time faster? Now, partnering with them, we've taken our design time from 150 hours, let's say, down to 30, 40 hours for design. But a great project that they've been working on is how can they get the machining time down? With their new femto technology, CarveCo's been working with them to look at how we can produce our files in a format that can make the technology for the lasers faster to machine. So they've reduced times, and it's been through a number of the technical committees and tests with various different mints, and this has been quite conservative, to be fair. 2.5 times faster than standard femto and 10 times faster than CNC. I've heard times that have gone from 81 hours down to 7, 8, 9 hours for the machining. So now we add the design time together, the export that will be coming in CarveCo to support the machining time and the machining time. This is the possibility, really, that some of the AI technology can bring to the marketplace itself. So just to close on this, and before I leave, if we go back to the beginning of my presentation, where I stood here, and I'm still standing here, right? Speaking not just about the technology, but about us reimagining the possibilities with AI. Think about this. The engravers, designers, and visionary who shaped the art of minting for centuries, right, it's still going on. The artwork still continues. There's not much change actually across, apart from they've had new tools, new technologies for them to embrace to take the designs further. So this is what AI is about, really. It's about not replacing the human touch and the art. Believe me, we've spent a lot of time looking at this. I come from an arts background. There's just something about the human mind and the way that artists and engravers work that makes it very difficult to replace them. This isn't robots doing packaging and placing. This is creativity. So it's elevating, it's turning designs into dreams, it's concepts into coins, and moments into the masterpieces that we see and we use on a daily basis. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Hopefully I've kept us to time.